guys, it's Lacey. Welcome back to Paws and Paper. So I am here again working on our custom journal. So the part one was putting the cover on. And so here's the finished cover. I have all the lace applique applied to both the front and back. So that's what it looks like right now. And I'm loving, if you can see down the top here, all the layers that it looks like it has. I mean, doing those two layers like that and sewing them next to the book, I thought that made a really cool look to it. I mean, it just makes it look like there's a bunch of layers in there, which is kind of cool. So today I am going to sew in my signatures, which I know a lot of you have seen this done before, but I just figured, you know, for some of you who haven't seen the hidden spine technique, I'm going to show you how I do mine. So the only thing I've prepped for this one is that piece of chipboard, the real sturdy chipboard that I have just covered in the same pink fabric, and it's going to lay in here just like this, and I'm going to glue it in here after I attach my signatures, and that's what I call a hidden spine. So I'm going to show you how I just get all my signatures sewn in. So again, oh no, I just put a knot in this one, great. We are doing this vintage, shabby, chic, pink wedding journal as a custom journal for the winner of the 300 subscriber giveaway. If you have not watched that, now I just put a knot in there. Oh, jeez. I am just gonna get rid of that. Okay. So yeah, so Terry, who was the winner of this custom journal, she is actually getting married in April here, coming up very soon. And so her request was a custom wedding journal, which I thought was so cool because I've never done a wedding journal before. But I thought that was a really cool idea to do. So I'm going to grab a pencil here, and I'm going to I think I'm going to go this way so I can see. I'm just going to kind of like lay my pages down here, and I'm going to lay my fabric covered center down. So I'm kind of keeping it in the middle, so it's not touching the top or the bottom. And I'm going to line my signatures up so that they're fairly centered. And I don't use a ruler or anything like that. I don't actually measure. So I'm just going to roughly pick here, and then roughly in the center, which I would say would be about here, and close to the bottom, roughly here. Because usually what I do is once I start one, and I've done this quite a few times and I'm comfortable doing it this way, but if you're not comfortable doing it this way, by all means, you know, measure out and make sure everything's perfectly spaced how you like it. But usually what I do is once I get one started, I usually just kind of eyeball where I want like my signature. So I'm doing 3 signatures in this journal. And so I'm just going to eyeball space them. Like I said, I'm not too particular about this because as long as when I start sewing that the tops of my journals are all in a line, I'm comfortable that they're all going to be in line. Okay, so just a rough mark there. And then what I'll do is I'm just going to, because this is a really heavy chipboard, a lot of times I'll poke through the hole with the paper at the same time, but this is a little heavier chipboard. So I am going to get these holes poked in here first. And then we will get the papers in. Leo is over here on the couch. What are you doing? Pretty soon I have a feeling he might start talking to me. Yeah, if you can hear him now. He's getting agitated because I'm not paying attention to him. Right? I'm not paying attention to you? Poor dog. You're so spoiled. Okay, so I got my holes poked in here. And now I'm going to, and these papers are really pretty in this this digital kit that I did. So I start with the back first. So I'm going to go to the back and I line up where I want my first hole to be. And sometimes I find it easier to, I did mark on these to go from the backs. So I'm going to find my first mark, which I believe is right there. Is it right there? Yeah. I kind of see it, but it's right in this area here where it's hard to tell. Okay, so let's get it there. And then in the middle here. And then I had a mark at the bottom. Okay. So let's start getting these sewn in. And I'm using just some really pretty pink embroidery thread here. I'm going to tighten a knot again. I did it once already. Which this journal is going to be lots of that pale pinks, blushes, whatever you want to call that color. I call it blush pink. Now I'm trying to go through the center, back out the back. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to go through this. The first one's always the hardest, I think, to get started with. So through the center, and then through the bottom. It's very hard to see the holes poked through on this fabric. Really hard. I can't even find it. Where are you at? I knew you were right there. I can't get through there though. There we go. Once you get one of them started, I think it becomes a little bit easier. I think it's always just hard to get it first started. So now, back in line here. I want to go through the back here. Okay. There we go. And now all the way to the top. And sometimes it's so much easier, I always forget to do this, is to just clip them all together with a paper clip. It makes it so much easier. And then you're not trying to corral it constantly, but you know, I never tend to do things the easy way, right? Okay, so now we got 2 layers here. There we go. Trying to get to the end of my thread. Okay, all right. So now we're through all of those, and now I gotta go back through the middle. Maybe. This chipboard is really sturdy, so if you don't find the right exact spot, it's not going to let you in there. Okay, back to the middle, and let's go back through here. All the way through. There we go. Okay, and now we're on the other side. So let's get all oriented back here. Make sure we're all situated right. So let's see what we got. So it looks good to me. We are about the same top and bottom, a little bit more on the top than the bottom, which is good. I think that's good. All right. I think we're good. So now one piece of string on each side and you pull snug. You do not want to pull so it tears your paper, but you need it tight enough so that it's not going to go anywhere. And then I make lots of knots just to be sure. And I go back and forth, right over left, left over right, tie a knot, tie a knot. Better safe than sorry. Good. Okay, now I think I want to do like a bow rather than just the strings hanging down. So let's see, I want my loops to be fairly equal, and I don't want a huge bow. Maybe something like that. Just something cute. Okay. And then I don't want super long strings, so there we go. Okay, so we have one signature in. And it always helps to, like, you know, you have to train the paper down, smush it down. Okay, now on to signature number 2, which is now our middle signature. Like I said, I have 3 signatures in this book, and I have 8 pages. So each signature has 8 pages in it. So folded in half, that is 8 times 3 is 24. So double 48. So there's 48 front and back pages to this journal. But I just love these. I mean, this is just such a like romantic type journal. I mean, it's just so pretty. I absolutely love it. And what's funny, I am not a girly girl by any means at all. I grew up such a tomboy, couldn't get me in a dress, absolutely hated dresses, did not like girly things, don't even like the color pink, but I love this. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's because I don't want to wear the color, but I love like this, you know, like things that are that color. So there's a big difference between wanting to wear the color and like enjoying the vintage styles that are made with that color. Maybe that's why I never liked it, because I never got into the vintage stuff until I was older. So okay, so I did paperclip this time because I figured why not be smart and do it that way. So now I'm going to, what I do is I line up my signatures together so that they're all in line here rather than worrying about being in line with those marks that I made. I make sure that I'm in line with my signature that I've already sewn in there. And I believe I am going to go through. I'm sorry if you can't see. I'm trying to adjust. I don't think all my pages are in here right. Didn't like how that was looking. Okay, let's try this again. That's the thing about making junk journals. You got to be patient with yourself. Not everything is going to come together always perfectly, always easily. You know, give yourself the ability to change it and continue. You know, don't worry if you can't get it on the first try. There's a lot of trial and error in this stuff. Okay, so let's see here if I can do some marking and help me get my holes punched here. So now I'm just going to go from the middle and guess where my holes coming through. So roughly there, right? Oh, we're off. I hate doing it from the side. Here we go. Okay, Got that one. The problem is doing it from the outside is you have a hard time catching the folds in the center. That's why I hate doing it from the back side. So you can just, you know, watch me struggle. Not everything I do is so easy. No, I tell ya. Everybody has their moments. Okay, and the last one here. Let's go. Through the bottom. Okay. Now, let's stay here, guy. Okay, again. Oops, I want to go. If you start from the inside and go to the outside, that's when you end up at the end back to the inside, and you will be able to then tie off your threads on the inside. Why can't I get through? Come on. I'm having a hard time getting through. You were lined up right there. Okay. Now, where are you? This is one of those don't try this at home videos, you know, like I thought this was going to be like the easiest video, and here it turns out it's not. Okay, here we go. From the middle. Maybe because it's just late in the evening and I'm like struggling. Oh, for Pete's sakes, I was just in that hole. I can't. Oh, I am on the struggle bus so bad right now. I was just in here. You were just in there. See? There you go. Wow. Okay, there we go. This is a disaster, man. I'm telling you. Usually sewing these in is like a super quick process. I never really have any trouble sewing signatures in. Tonight, I must be just not in the groove. Okay. I'm checking now because I'm like, dear gosh, I hope I don't sew something in upside down. That would be my luck at the moment. Okay, now all the way back to the top. Here I thought I would have this done in about 10 minutes. No problem. Easy peasy. I'd have so much time to show you something else. Jeez, I think this is going to take the whole time I have. Oh well, we have these days. Okay, now one thread on each side. Make sure everything is all nice and in line. Take my paper clips off. Not that I think you helped any. Okay, let's check here. Everybody's still in line. Looking good. Okie dokie. And let's get you tied. Here we go. Now pull everybody snug. But don't tear the paper. You will be really mad if you do that. Okay, and this is what you call slow crafting in real time, where you get to watch somebody's true struggles with how they fail to do things some days. Okay. You know, it's one of those things, though. It's like, you know, not everything is as perfect as it seems, like in the movies or a video. Like, oh, that went together so easy. You know, that looks so, you know, like I can do that. That's super simple. Well, a lot of times it is super simple, but even sometimes the super simple tasks take a lot of brain power, you know? And we all have our days where we're just not feeling it. You know? Okay, that looks cute. All right, and the last one. I think I have enough here, don't I? I don't know. We'll just go with a whole long one again. I never like working with the super long. I always, you know, like I've seen people do this whole thing like 3 times as many as the height. I don't know how they do that because that is always way too much thread for me. And I know, hello. Leo says hello. Did you hear him? Can you say hello? Can you speak? Can you talk? Talk. Talk. He's just staring at me. Yes, you're just staring at me. Trying to get my attention. I'm sorry, I'm not talking to you, am I? I know. It's very jealous if I don't talk to him. But, I don't even know what I was saying now. I completely lost my train of thought, Leo. I know. I lost it. No idea what I was talking about now. I'm just rambling on. Okay, let's get our last signature in here. And then we can get to the fun part, which is the decorating part. So much. I know. Yeah, the fun. It is. That's the fun part. I know. I agree. The fun part is the decorating, not the sewing. You know, I know there's such, okay, give me a piece of paper. Or give me oh, here, I got a piece of scrap paper. Here we go. Here's what you're supposed to do, people. Supposed to do. Make your life so much easier. Okay. Maybe, let's see. Okay, we're lined up to the bottom. We're good. Okay, so do this. There. 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 Okay, you want to make your life super simple? Quit doing it the hard way. Do it the easy way. Make yourself a darn template. Put it in your book on the inside. Make your marks. You know, some days I just choose not to do things the easy way. It's so much more fun to struggle. See how much easier this is if I would just take the time to do it the right way. I always tell my kids that, like, you know, if you just did it right the first time, you wouldn't have to redo it, or you wouldn't be upset that it didn't turn out, but I can't say anything because I do the same thing. Okay. I think it's just some days you're like, oh, I can do that. I don't need the easy way. It'd be a lot easier if you did. Okay. Here we go. See how much easier that was? We didn't struggle with getting the thread through the holes because we put them in the right spot to begin with. And we marked them, didn't we? Didn't we, Stitch? Now we have Stitch here. Well, hello, Stitch. Is everybody getting bored or what? Did the boys leave you? Oh no, all the boys are outside. Yeah, my husband and the kids are outside, so all the animals are down here bugging me because they're like, the zoo left. Okay, pull everything tight. Let's take these off. Okey-doke. Looks good. And let's get our last signature sewn in here. This took way longer than it was supposed to be. Oh my goodness. But hey, you want to be real, this is real. This is what it is to be real. Just doing it however, you know, like I'm too lazy to start the video all over. you know, if you don't want to watch, then I kind of guess that, you know, if people are bored watching, they'll just skip through it. But, you know, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Okay, there we go. And Leo's back with the toy. Now, we have all of our signatures in here. All nice and pretty. Looks good like this. Everything's nice and lined up. Looks good. Oh, now you brought me a toy. Thank you. And now all I'm going to do is glue the heck out of this part here, put it in here, and then I'll fold the whole thing up and it'll sit overnight to dry. So I am going to grab my good old Fabrifix, and I am just going to glue everything pretty generously here. All up and down this entire spine. Okay. Looks pretty good. And then I'm going to make sure we are all right side up. I'm going to get it placed down in the center. And then what I do is I make sure the journal can close. And I will open up the signature between the signatures here. So you can see between where the signatures are sewn. And then I take my bone folder and I push it down on that spine to really push it down into the book. And then I'll go to the next signature, the space in between. And I'll press that down. Make sure that's all in there tight. And then a lot of times I try to make sure everything is really adhered well in there so that that is going nowhere. Okay, that's looking good. That actually fit in there really nicely. Okay, so now to let it sit, I'm going to put some of these smaller binder clips in here, and I think I'm going to grab, yeah, they'll reach so it's just grabbing the top, if you can see that, the top of the spine there, to hold that down. And then I'll do the same thing here to hold the top. Sorry, I got my hair falling out now. I must be stressed, man, my hair's falling out. Okay, so now the spine is grabbed onto there. And then what I'll do is I'll just binder clip the whole journal shut so that I don't think those are going to, hang on, I'm going to grab, I got just a scrap piece of fabric here. I don't want my binder clip to dent my fabric on the cover. So I'm going to put this scrap piece of fabric here kind of as a cushion so that my binder clip doesn't leave a mark, okay, on my cover. So there we go. So now we have the signatures in there and everything's looking nice and neat. So that's what I would call like a hidden spine journal. So that's what it's going to look like. And the next thing we're going to start on is putting some decorations on this. So I apologize that this took me quite a while to get done. It's really not that hard. I promise. I am just struggling tonight though. So anyway, let's continue to move on. And I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.